Hello and welcome, Charles here. Today is a really special day because today I will be talking about Okinawas, which were people that had really long life expectancies, and we were actually able to study these people. So in this video I will be showing you what they ate, how they ate, and how it affected them to live a long life. So if you want to do the same for your life, if you want to apply the things I will tell you in this video, make sure to watch this video till the end, and also make sure to subscribe because I will be talking more about this topic of longevity. So without any further ado, let's dive into the video. The Okinawas. The Okinawas were a group of people that came originally from the island also called Okinawa. We were able to study them that well because the US military occupied this island after Second World War from 1945 to 1952. So they occupied them 7 years after the Second World War. So we have a lot of data that show us how they ate and what they ate. So the really interesting thing about the Okinawas is they had a life expectancy on average of around 86 years for women and 83 years for men. So now you could say, yeah, 83 years for men. I mean, my grandfather is 90, that's nothing special. But I want to make you think a little bit. Let's say the average height in your country is 5'10". If you go out there, you will see a lot of guys that are 5'10", but you will also see some guys that are 6'3", 6'4", which is nothing really special. You see them and you're like, okay, they are tall. Like the same in Okinawa, people were like 100 years old. They were not really special like guys that are 6'4". They are just like there, and you're like, okay, they are old. But now, especially in my country, for example, if you see people that are like 100 years old, you're like, oh man, like this person is old. Oh, that's awesome. The same for here as well. If a guy is like 2 meters tall, 6'6" or 6'7", it's something really special. So the same for Okinawas. If somebody was 100 years old, it was not really special. So this is just a little thought experiment I want you to do before I dive into the actual topic of this video. So then about the nutrition of the Okinawas, the interesting thing is they ate less calories than we ate. They ate around 1,800 calories, and as well they got the bunch of their calories from a plant-based diet. So 96% of their caloric intake came from plants. 1% then from fish, the other 1% from eggs, 1% from dairy, and a little bit less than 1% from meat. So if you compare that to your life, let's say you have a caloric daily intake of 2,500 calories, this would mean that 25 calories a day you would get from meat. 25 calories a day. This would basically mean every 5th day, or better to say every week, you would eat one steak. Just once a week. So if you look at society right now, you can clearly see that's just not the case for most people. I mean, most people still get to an age of 80, 85, 90, but I believe that if they would cut out even more of animal products, they would live even longer because the standard of medicine right now is much higher than it was 50 years ago, and also the standard of like hygiene is much higher right now. So why did the Okinawas live longer with a plant-based diet? It's because I already mentioned that in my other video where I talked about MTOR. A plant-based diet will provoke less hormones like insulin or IGF-1. So a plant-based diet will provoke this less secretion of these two hormones, insulin and IGF-1, which are linked also to MTOR, which are growth hormones. And growth hormones, they help us to grow, but if we are mature, we don't need a high level of these growth hormones anymore. So these growth hormones will just make us age faster and also damage our cells more, and also inhibit the possibility of our body to renew his cells. So if you're like around 30, 40, 50 and your goal is longevity, and even if you're younger and your goal is longevity, I would really suggest you to eat more calories from plants like the Okinawas did, to have less of these growth factors and to be able to live longer. Also, another thing that you need to consider if you eat more plants is that you eat less of the amino acid leucine, which is quote-unquote the growth amino acid. So if your goal is to build muscle mass, it's important to have more of this amino acid. But if your goal is maximum, I talk about maximum longevity, you should eat less of this amino acid. And if you're on a plant-based diet, you will have automatically less of this amino acid in your diet. So these are two factors that help the Okinawas to live longer. I will also link the studies down below, make sure to check them out. Another thing that the Okinawas did is they ate less saturated fatty acids because they ate less animal products. So why are saturated fatty acids quote unquote bad? They are actually not that bad, I would say, but the amount that we eat them right now make them bad, because there is actually a maximum daily intake of saturated fatty acids that you can eat without experiencing a lot of the bad things. So this maximum daily intake is around 10% of your daily calories, and some people, some experts even say less, like 7% of your daily caloric intake. So to put this into perspective, this means that if you eat around 2000 calories or 2500 calories, you should get maximum 20 to 25 grams of saturated fatty acids a day. So to apply that in your life, this means like if you're on a plant-based diet, 4 tablespoons of coconut oil a day or 50 grams of dark chocolate. If you still eat animal products, you need to be more careful. 50 grams of cheese and you are already like almost at the limit, and then you eat all the stuff and you're at the limit. So what happens if you surpass this limit? Your cholesterol levels will increase. Science shows that. And cholesterol levels, or better to say your cholesterol level in your blood, is the #1 factor that will lead to heart disease. That will lead to the fact that your arteries in your heart will clog. So then what happens is the risk of dying of a heart disease is much higher. And the Okinawas, they had an 8-fold less risk of dying of heart disease. But in our society right now, too many people die of heart disease. And it's just not good. Like, it makes me kind of sad. And most people don't realize that it's also because of the lifestyle habits. I mean, if you're already lean, if you do a lot of sports, if you have a healthy lifestyle, and you still eat more saturated fatty acids, you are better off than somebody that's obese. But if you are already lean, have already a good lifestyle, and then you eat less saturated fatty acids, then your cholesterol levels will drop even more, which is an awesome thing. Because as soon as you drop to a certain level, you are kind of heart disease proof, which is around 70 milligrams per deciliter. But this is a topic for another video. So this is the second thing you need to consider on a plant-based diet, especially also on a diet that is similar to the Okinawas. They ate less saturated fatty acids, which will lead to a lesser risk of dying from heart disease. So these are two big factors why the Okinawas lived longer. I mean, I could rant hours about these factors, but I want to keep this video really short and informative for you guys. So at the end of this video, I want to give you some personal takeaways, what you can do in your life to get similar results, or better to say, to take the gold nuggets out of the nutrition habits of the Okinawas. What I would recommend you to do is eat more plants, eat your veggies, guys. The science is out there. If I tell my friends or if I tell people around me to eat more veggies and they're like, I don't like veggies, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, dude, the science is there. Why are you like not doing these things? You know, it like kind of hurts me, you know. I want to help people. So please eat more veggies, eat a bunch of the calories from plant-based foods, and also cut out the amount of animal products you're eating. I'm not saying you should become vegan like tomorrow and stuff like that, like just like put your life upside down, but be conscious what this food or what these products are doing to your health. Please be conscious, because the science is out there. We'll link all the studies down below. You can read that for yourself. And also as well, eat less saturated fatty acids, but this will be the case if you just eat less animal products. And also what I want to mention as well at the end of this video, don't become too paranoid about this topic, because I know a lot of guys will be like, a lot of people will be like, oh no, I cannot eat that anymore and that. No, it's not like that. You can always compensate. Don't think about your nutrition on a daily basis. Think about it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, because me as well, sometimes I eat a whole bar of dark chocolate, which contains 30 grams of saturated fatty acids, and then already like ate too much saturated fatty acids, but then on the other day, or the next day, on 2 days later, I just eat less. So this will like compensate. So also think about that, because black and white thinking about nutrition will just lead to eating disorders. So now, this is the end of my video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Let's have a little discussion. Also, if you don't agree with me, let me know as well in the comments below, because it's kind of right. I mean, because to be honest, there are a lot of factors that lead to a longer life, not just your nutrition, and for the Okinawas as well, but this was still a big factor. If you neglect the factor of your nutrition, guys, then I cannot help you anymore. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about that. Also, if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.